What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ho the Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry DeRon. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me. I got my man, Jay. What's good?
Not much, man. Look forward to doing this episode tonight on this lovely Valentine's Day. But if you haven't already, you want to make sure that you're following us on TikTok as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Ho the Husband Podcast. Also, want to shout out Ghana and Jamaica for holding us down. You know, we're ranked with as far as podcasts go in both Jamaica and Ghana. And shout out to the rest of them following us overseas and listening to us. All right, T.
I also got my man SD in the building. What's good, man?
Nothing. Ain't nothing good. I had to cut my beard off.
I did see that.
Like, you gotta do that fire safety course.
Ain't nothing good, man. So forget everything.
How long it take for you to grow back in, man?
Man, it took me 42 years to get what I had. 41 years to get what I had, man. So I don't be happy about that at all. But it'll take a month, 2 months maybe to get back to where I was. But it's all good, man. Hey, look, I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Production for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Ho the Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal.
I want to remind everybody, y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on thecore94.com. I want to give a special shout out to my Kansas City Chiefs, very specifically my man Patrick Mahomes for holding us down. Man, it's a great feeling. I never had this hometown love like this. So man, this Chiefs era, I'm a ride the way for sure.
I had to suffer through a lot of misery over the years with Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, man, it's been brutal, man. We ain't never had nobody to brag about like that. But we got an interesting Valentine's Day themed episode tonight. Tonight's episode is titled "A Gift or No Gift," and we're gonna be discussing the pros and cons of Valentine's Day. But before we get into the topic at hand, y'all know how we do around here on the Ho the Husband Podcast. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen on our timeline that has been trending or going viral. So I saw this first video, and it's a lady talking about doing what she can to create a stress-free environment for a man. Let's take a listen.
I just tell people, you can be pretty and maintain a rich man. I'm never going to take that. I did it once. I probably could have done it a couple more times. You know what I'm saying? I probably could have. But for me, that, again, doesn't retain longevity. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, monetarily, I don't gotta do nothing, but I feel like it's my job to make it easier, because you gotta think, a man goes out and fights the world. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was he went to war and literally fought for our freedom. Yeah. So now he's just fighting the world. He's fighting demons. He's fighting the world. So when he comes home, why would he want to fight you? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I really do try to make an effort to make my man's life as stress-free as possible when he's with me. Because I know in the back of his head, he's thinking this girl in this stupid coupon app gonna be a billionaire, and I'm over here trying to keep M's, and that's gotta be stressful for him.
All right, I at least love the effort. That's really all you want, man. A person that is putting effort into trying to relieve stress to make your life easier or better, I'm all for it. Because that's the fundamental concept of having a family or a healthy relationship with anybody. If I'm pouring in or I'm going out of way to make sure everybody's good or I make the situation better, I think that's the energy that you need to have to at least have any chance of a successful relationship. What y'all think?
I think that women will call her a pick-me. A lot of them will call her a pick-me just because of the agreeable,
unfortunately,
cooperative attitude that she has towards a man. She's like, hey, my man out here trying to get it. Why wouldn't I try to make his life stress-free? And I want to make a man's life easier, because when you talk to a lot of women, online, especially, is where you really see it. They could tell you everything that can make their life easier. They'll tell you all day, yo, he gotta make a certain amount of money, or he gotta be like this, and he gotta treat me like that. He gotta know what I want, and I want this. But then when you say, okay, well, what do? I'm me. I'm me. What does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then if you even try to compare something nowadays with a lot of women, not all of them, because there's a lot of women also that think like this particular woman thinks. But especially when you go online, man, and you try to compare some things and say, yeah, but won't you cook and clean for him? I'm not a slave. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So,
wow.
yeah, right. I mean, the effort that she's talking about putting into a guy is top tier, and that's the type of stuff that'll get you wifed if you're pleasant to be around and cooperative with a man. So, you know, that's what I think about it.
Absolutely. I mean, this sounds like somebody that's, number one, fully invested in the person that she's dealing with, first and foremost. I mean, and that's what you want when you're dealing with somebody. You want somebody that's fully invested, not, quarter way or halfway. Because just like SD said, a lot of these women want what benefits them, but don't want to do things that benefits a man. And she's doing all those things. Just think about it. As a black man, you got to deal with a lot when you leave your house. Just everyday stress as a black man. The last thing you want to do is come home and deal with stress in your own home here.
Yeah, absolutely. And even no matter what a man's perspective is on paying bills, whether he's 50-50, 100%, or whatever the case may be, I think all men would appreciate a woman that at least has that attitude, no matter how much she's contributing financially.
Right.
Like if she's going out of way to cater to her man in ways that make his life easier or make him excited or make that his comfort zone, that's that should be every woman's goal, in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, ladies, just a quick tidbit here. One thing a man wants to do is come home to a peaceful home. Last thing he wants to come is a chaotic or stressful home.
Yeah. And you know what? I've heard this particular thing about making life easier on a man. Ironically, I've heard it from women from other countries. I haven't really heard that from American women like that. You know what I'm saying? Where they like, hey, I want to make life easier on my man. Like, so where they not really thinking about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you get into a relationship, like you doing things a lot of times for the other person. You ain't really doing it for you. You hope
just the same with parenting.
Yeah,
same with parenting.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
But the only difference is like you don't really get a whole lot like in return outside of just watching your kids grow and become good people, right? Out of
it's a one-sided relationship.
Exactly. But in a romantic relationship, you expect and want something back in return for your investment that you're putting into this other person. So, and a lot of times, and it's the men do it too. It's men that do it. So a lot of times people just want what they want and want to give as least as possible. And it's just a lot of women from other countries. Yeah, a lot of the women from other countries that you hear on social media, and I've seen them in person. They are raised.
Their culture,
Yes, to make life easier for the man in the house. That's how they're raised. They're not raised to be strong and independent to where, hey man, you got two hands, you can fix your own plate. No, these women get appalled if you fix your own plate out here. But you know, in some of these other countries. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, you just have a lot of women that go into it. Well, I'm gonna get what I can get, And when you confront them with, hey, what do you bring to the table? Well, I'm me, or I am the table. That's the most common answers you get. See, why would he want all this right here?
Yeah, I just honestly, I don't think a lot of women actually have a realistic perception of what it's like to date them. You know, they look at, I'm attractive, I got good pussy, like they all think that, right?
Everyone.
Yeah, so they have this view of is much more pleasant, or men are much more interested in dating them long term than what's actually the case. And I think that applies to women at all levels, honestly.
Yeah, you know what I saw today to talk about you saying not having a realistic outlook on dating and stuff like with them. I was looking at Kendra's page today. I don't know if you all have seen it, but she had a mother of 4 that I believe was like 40-ish, in her 40s, whatever, was married. Now she's divorced. She's a mother of 4, and she's looking for a man, right? She said this man he got to at least make $250,000. A mother of 4, recently divorced, saying
why would he want that?
But I'm saying, but Kendra said, well, he can't make 100. She said, oh, no. I make such and such, and I need a man that at least make 250. And it's just like in a lot of women's minds, it's like reality. It's not real to them. And they go out here and try to date with these here expectations, not even realizing that it's a 2% or 4% of men that even make that type of money, right? A lot of them,
and their standards are going to be a lot higher than the average guy.
Exactly. Yep. The reality of it, they just don't even think about it. It's all about what I want, is my point. What I want. They ain't thinking about what the man want. Not thinking that, hey, a man that's a top 4 or 5% man, 99.9% of the time ain't running around here looking for a single mom with 4 small children.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Small children too. Like it's amazing, man. But like I said, a lot of times with women, when they express what they want, it's all about them, and it's not about what this woman said in making a man's life easier, because that'll get her a lot further than coming out here with all of these demands on
all that baggage.
Yeah, with having this bag lady with all this baggage behind her, like you said, Terry. But they don't understand that. They don't know men and understand men enough to come out and talk right and have the correct attitude when trying to get a man. That's it.
All right, man. Let's keep things rolling. Now this next video, I was anxious to chop it up with y'all about it. In regards to how men respond to breakups. Let's take a listen.
Y'all, breakups are definitely harder on men. And I'm not just saying that. Studies back this up. And I'm about to tell you why. Studies show that men are more emotionally invested in relationships. And there's not much of a difference between men and women in infidelity in relationships. Men tend to not have so much outside support. Normally when they're in relationships, they're confiding in the person that they're with. Women, on the other hand, tend to confide into their friends, family, and other support systems. So men don't have that sense of support on the other side of the relationship. It also tends to be harder for a man to decide to be in a committed relationship. So when he's in it, he tends to take it very seriously. Women are also more likely to seek out other supports like therapy in order to process through the breakup. So y'all, let's stop the stereotype. Relationships matter to men. Men do feel pain. Men's emotions and feelings matter too.
I've never really put that much thought into breakups from the male perspective like that, because I personally never had an adult breakup. My wife is my first adult relationship. So I didn't have no real situation in high school. The only breakup that I had in a real relationship, I initiated. So I'm really clueless as to how I would respond to an actual breakup. So I was anxious to talk to y'all, the single fellas on the crew. What y'all think about the video, and then what do y'all think about breakups in general? I'll start with you, SD.
Man, she right. I remember sitting in the house at my mama's house crying, and they're singing, man. You know what I mean? Because like she said, man, like men take it a lot harder, and this is statistically proven. And I think it's because, a lot of men, we ain't gonna say all women or anything like that, but a lot more men love women when they actually decide to get into a relationship and or get married or whatever the case, because we know men file for divorce way less than women, right? Actually love the women for who they are. The man get into a relationship, they love them for who they are. Right?
And hope she don't change.
What it is. And hope she don't change. Women love men for who they are going to be.
Yeah.
And if that man don't keep up what he's going to be or what she expects him to be, a lot of women be like, "Hey man, look, I gotta get another one because this ain't paying out how I thought it would, or you didn't grow with me, or this didn't work the way that I thought it would." Like, I think women love different, and for like what he can provide or give to that woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he can't do it to the level that she wants, then a lot of women walk away. The most common reason for divorce is irreconcilable differences at almost 50%. And you hear a lot of women say, well, I wasn't happy, like Tia Mowry or whatever her last name is. Like, she's just like, I wasn't happy, so I left my husband. Like, a lot
a lot of that is they a lot of people have that the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. What did you think, Jay, about the video and what she said about men breaking up?
No, she's absolutely right. Because if you're a man that's successful woman or has a lineup of women, it's hard to give that up to get into a serious committed relationship. Because you're always kind of on the fence when getting into. But if you really like chick, you probably would. So that's why when you break up, men are gonna take that harder. Like, I've had a hard breakup before, and I even went so far to try to win her back and do all that stuff. Let's just say it didn't work out too well.
I know that a lot of guys, they have a heartbreak experience in high school, and now they fuck hoes forever type vibe. I've seen that firsthand. You know what I mean? The guy that gets done wrong, the guy that gets cheated on or whatnot. So I know it's brutal out here. You know what I mean? I've been a side dude, so I've seen, you know what I'm saying, how crazy things can be. But what she was saying in the video about guys and their support system, like, we discuss dating and relationships and stuff on a regular basis. But I don't think most guys do. I don't think most guys are very vocal about their relationships among their friends and family. So what she said about women having more support systems made a lot of sense to me.
Men don't really have an outlet. I guess it's kind of seen as weak if a man, kind of vents his feelings, whether it's his friends or his family. Some people just gonna look at him like he's crazy or just laugh at him.
Yeah, I mean, your boys, like, you really don't. You know what? You really don't go and talk to your friends, because depending on how you react to it, because as men, we like kind of like, you don't really care about it. Yeah, right? So, but if you go over there, man, shorty did this, they gonna be like, dude, what you crying over that hoe? They gonna roast you.
Negative or be a negative influence. Man, bet you need something's wrong. You need some new pussy. That's gonna fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go see some new titties. That's what men do. But a lot of times that ain't even what we want, because, as men, and I think another part of it too is that as a man, we know how tough it is to get out here and have to work for it, for another chick. Whereas for women, for them to just go and get with a guy and just be with a guy and go get some more dates and go out, it's like that for a lot of them. They could just go to their DMs and go pick a guy to go out with. Whereas for us, now we got to start over and get our game back up. Like, man, how these fools get their hair cut now? I've been with this girl for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Now
you gotta step your wardrobe. When you about to hit the streets again, you definitely gotta remodel your presentation. But a lot of times I think social media makes it worse, because in almost every scenario of a breakup, the guy is painted as the bad guy. So how women can play the victim, go to social media and make it, like, delete all your pictures and be in her comments, people asking about it and all that type of stuff. Like, I can only imagine what that's like for the people that date people that are, put all their business out, like we were talking with Kira a couple episodes back. A breakup where you were a public relationship, I would think that's exponentially worse than how things used to be.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think that is one of the main reasons why a lot of guys nowadays, especially the kind of older guys or whatever, don't really want they relationships public like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know what I mean. We feel it a lot harder than women. Whereas women, when dudes know that oh man, she done erased all her guys' pictures. Oh sweetheart,
I'm on that DMs.
you good? You know what I'm saying? You need anything? Or guys gonna be right there. They waiting like sharks. Women, not a lot of women, unless you know what I'm saying, a real fly dude. You know what I mean? Out here in the street.
You gotta be either famous, rich, or
Right.
putting out thirsty energy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like women ain't gonna.
You gotta be intentionally to do that for a guy to have that type of vibe.
But these
but you can get put on blast. I remember I saw this week. This is DDG, the dude that broke up with Halle Berry or whatever the case may be. Chloe, one of them he broke up with. But he immediately slid in another chick's DMs and she screenshotted it and put him on blast. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot to.
Yeah. They be doing the most. I never screenshot nobody. Like, I don't care what you got going on.
Exactly.
I don't care what you doing. I understand how things can be sometimes. Like, I'm not going, and I got women right now that's been in my DMs for months, and now today they hugged up talking about my boo. But I'm sitting there like, I'm glad I didn't even go down that path because something was off. I could tell you just wanted, you know what I'm saying, to some attention or whatever. But it's amazing, bro. I ain't gonna screenshot it and post it and be like, yeah, like, man, what you doing? Like, that's just petty nonsense, man. So I seen it, but you know, stuff like that, I don't respect it, man. Stuff happens, man, with people. So
exactly,
you gotta be careful how you move out here because these folks will trap you and have you sitting up looking stupid online. And now everybody all in your business.
Yeah, you always one screenshot away, unfortunately, in this day and age.
Yeah.
So one more question about the breakups. What's the longest it's taken you to y'all to get over a girl that y'all broke up with?
Boy, when I break up with them, it don't, my last ex, it probably took me a nice while to get over her. You know what I mean? A couple months. We was together for almost 3 years. So, a couple months to get that out your system, to detox it to where you ain't thinking about it no more or whatever. It take a little while when you really love somebody. If you don't really love somebody, you're going to be over a man in no time. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
What about you, Jay?
It took about a couple of months because even when you try to initially get back out there and start dating, then you start comparing her to her, and then you be like, oh, well, she used to do this, that, and the third. She don't do that like she did. So you're constantly comparing for those first couple of months. So I say, that's why it's probably not a good idea to get right back out there and give it, 2, maybe 3 months at the most before you really put yourself back out there.
Yeah. Well, do y'all think that the average person that has a breakup, because a lot of people, the mantra, you need to heal and you need all that. Do y'all think that a person that goes through a amicable breakup needs therapy, or is that only for like an extreme toxic situation?
Yeah, I don't think that a regular normal breakup you need therapy from. Like I had a normal breakup. You know what I'm saying? I broke up, and that was that. I just needed time to kind of sit by myself, man, and chill and kind of get that out of my system to where if I did go out on a date with somebody, I'm not sitting there talking about my ex. You know what I'm saying? Because people do that.
Especially in a flattering way.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Get you cut off real quick.
Yeah, I don't care what way you talking about them. Like, I don't really want to hear about it. Maybe once here or there, but, to where you always talking about them or something like that. So people do that when they not really over their ex. They tend to reminisce on them and bring them up during conversations and turn the other person off, or it's just a rebound. So, yeah, I think people need to chill and sit back. If it's not toxic, get that out your system. If it's toxic, go get some therapy for it.
Absolutely. I would say if it's an amicable breakup, I wouldn't say you necessarily need therapy. I just say you take the time to really just reflect on everything, good or bad,
Self-assessment.
But I say, So, but if it's toxic, maybe so, depending on what happened. You know, if your life was potentially in danger or something like that, I would say, yeah, you should seek therapy.
Yeah, like one thing, man, in my last relationship, man, you know, that really stuck with me, that she told me, you know, when we had broke up, she was like, you know, a lot of times, you know, you weren't really empathetic and have sympathy towards me and different things that I wanted as far as kids and different things like that. It was like you was kind of dismissive about it. So, you know, when we had broke up, it was something that I really had to sit back and think about before I actually got deep into my platform and talking to people, to where I can actually talk to people and try to understand more where they coming from and their point of view before I just toss it out the window. So, you know, you have to do some self-reflecting, like Terry mentioned, and Jay, on yourself, man. But you know, you have to be mature enough to do it, to see certain things with yourself and be able to take that constructive criticism and turn it around and use it for some good, to where you can learn and not do it in your next relationship.
Facts. All right, man, it look like we up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be getting into our topic of the night, a gift or no gift, where we're discussing the pros and cons of Valentine's Day. Y'all are tuned in to the How to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read, or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the How to Husband podcast. Tonight we are talking about Valentine's Day and some of the pros and cons that come with this iconic holiday. So I wanted to start off the conversation by asking y'all, do y'all think that social media and clout chasing has kind of polluted Valentine's Day?
Absolutely. 100%, man. Like most of the women, man, that I follow, like if they got a dude, like whatever they doing is all over social media.
Exactly.
Where they going? They in their helicopter. They shoot. They bought them a purse. They bags. They pulling the shoes out. Like everything is all over social media. And women, I think more women than men. Women are in competition with each other when it comes to stuff like that, bro. Like it's just what it is. Especially their friends. Oh man, like that's just what it is. So yeah, that's polluted it, because it I think it takes the genuineness out of it. Because a lot of these women plan their own stuff too. Tell these dudes like, yo, I want flowers on the floor. I want a bottle of juice. I want some Magnums over here, even though you don't wear them, but we got a lot of these.
That
like I think they set it up like that so that they can try to make their friends or their followers jealous. That's what I think that a lot of it is from, man.
Absolutely, man. Nowadays, you know, everybody want to flex for the book and the gram. Like you said, she posting the shoes, the gifts. Hell, she even goes so far as posting the restaurant, posting the damn menu just for some clout. They take this up to another level.
It's interesting to see, you know, like all the talk about Valentine's Day and the disappointment. You know what I mean? Like now I know Valentine's Day was always a reality check day for women, because no matter what you've been told, it lets you know where you at on the pecking order in regards to the person that you dating or fucking. And so I know in a lot of situations people get caught cheating. You buying multiple gifts, you buying, You know what I'm saying? You seen or somebody saw you with another person. You was at such and such's apartment. Like, so all kind of stuff goes south on Valentine's Day. And so even though it gets portrayed as love and the gifts and the hearts, a lot of drama is a result from it.
Exactly.
And
Man,
you know what's crazy? Go ahead, Jay.
no, I'm saying another crazy thing women do on Valentine's Day. You see a lot of, just like Terry was talking about pecking on. Man, they go take their kids out on Valentine's Day and say, my son is my Valentine, or my daughter's my Valentine. We see that too.
Yeah, this little bad bastard been tearing up all week. You talking about this your Valentine? Listen, this is what I found out not a while back that a lot of single women do. They buy their own Valentine's gifts and act like a man bought them. Yes, and act like a man bought them to make other women jealous.
Man, SD,
like send stuff to their job.
You just read my mind. I was just, I was literally just thinking that women do that shit all the, like, look what put it on the bed and say, hey, look what Bae bought me.
Yeah, or oh my God, I got flowers. I don't know who sent these. It ain't no card. I bet it ain't no card.
Arrangements.
Yeah, I bet it ain't no card on there because you sent it to yourself. Like the women put me up on that, telling me, yeah,
that's sad, bro.
All the time, yeah,
that's sad.
Hey man, it is what it is.
But
go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, it's a shame because there are a lot of women that truly believe what a man does for you on Valentine's Day is a reflection of whether he loves you or not.
Yeah.
And I think that misconception is the fundamental reason it causes so many problems. Like, I'm all for gifts and all the type of stuff. Fortunately for me and my wife are not materialistic. So my wife is a unicorn in that respect. She buys expensive stuff, but it doesn't have to be like on a special occasion. So when I was trying to plan something for Valentine's Day, she was like, man, I don't want to be around all them people eating over. Like, she just went off about why she didn't want to go out for Valentine's Day. And so I mean, but our schedule, our lifestyle interrupts it. Like, tonight's a cheer night. Like, my daughter got a cheer competition this week, so they got practice. So I'm recording my podcast. So Valentine's didn't work with our life. So we ain't really doing nothing today. But I'm glad but for a lot of couples or households, that would be a major problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it sad. Because they're like, man, it's just a day of the week. Like, if you love somebody, you should be showing them love year round, at least in my opinion. Yeah. But when you say that, it's like, if you broke, just say that. Like, come on. There ain't no lack of bread.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? I was having a conversation earlier with a woman, and she said that if a dude didn't get her something for Valentine's Day, she wouldn't want to be with him no more. And I'm like, that don't even make, but 364 days out of the year, he's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. And this one day is going to make you not want to be with him no more? Well, yeah, like, nah, I could. And I'm like, my goodness, man. Like, how far
their dating decisions, bro. Like, women cut off quality men for all type of stupid reasons. But those are the type of things they use to determine whether they think you a good man or not. And it's one of the ways that fuck boys, like, Valentine's Day is a fuck boy holiday, y'all.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
It's the perfect time to be able to prey on a woman's desire for love and romance in a relationship. And lots of guys do.
I can't tell you how many times I done ran up to TJ Maxx and got one of them little perfume bottles for $10. And had a chick like, yeah, I got you something. She slide through. Next thing you know, I'm doing a Dougie on her. Like, yeah. But all I got was a $10 bottle from TJ Maxx of perfume. I never knew what it smelled like. Like,
man, don't sleep on TJ Maxx. You can get some good perfume, some good deals at TJ Maxx. Don't sleep.
You get some good stuff. But my point is that there was no real effort. It was just a last minute thing. I was young, you know what I mean? It's like, I got you something. It cost me $10. That wasn't, it wasn't nothing. So at that time, being an F boy and a whole phase man at that time, it was easy. It was easy money for me. So, a lot of women fall for that. because they so desperate to try to show something. At that time, wasn't no social media like that, but
right.
But
Still,
still,
you still have to do stuff back in the day, but it was nothing to the level that of the expectations that we see today. I wanted to ask y'all, what's y'all's most memorable Valentine's Day? Good or bad?
Go ahead, Jay.
I'll tell you what, man, it was probably, had to be about 10, 11 years ago. We went out to eat, I paid for dinner, got like this, we exchanged gifts, and then, she got the room and everything. It was pretty nice hotel, dressed up in lingerie and stuff when we got to the room. So that was a memorable one for me.
Yeah, man. For me, my ex wanted to go out of town, so I booked the flights and took her out of town. We had a good time, man. That's what I did. That's all I can remember. What about you?
Mine was a bad one.
Oh,
it was a situation. I was kicking it with a chick in college, kicking it heavy. This is about 4 or 5 heavy weeks of kicking it. We was working together. She would come out by the crib after work. We making out, head stuff going down. So I'm thinking we headed towards a relationship. So Valentine's, I bought her a balloon, bought her a little gift or whatever. I'm hitting her up. She ain't responding. You know what I'm saying?
Stood up.
oh
Turns out
Stood up.
her ex came on a full court press and got her and convinced her to take him back on Valentine's Day. So I guess I was hurt over that.
Did you pop the balloon?
I re-gifted it. You know what I'm saying? I was still single, so I still had other hoes or women that I was still sexually involved with. But I was real close to cutting off my other hoes for her, bro. And so Valentine's Day. Yeah. We was, but the funny part is they ended up getting married and having kids and all that. So I ain't gonna hate on it. But for me, I took the L because I actually bought a gift for a chick and didn't even smash or nut. She didn't even come through.
Man, I keep my receipt to Walgreens. It's going back. It's going back. That's all you get, man. You gotta go. I don't have to go back to Tiffany's or something like that. Nah, I'm going to CVS and return this KY since you didn't show up.
That's crazy because man, a lot of people gonna be at Tiffany's, Jazz, or Dale tomorrow returning them rings or bracelets or whatever they gotta.
Oh yeah, you know what I saw earlier? I saw a post on Lori Harvey where in 2020 she posted up something from Future where he took her and had all these roses and everything all over her place where she recorded it and it had this long caption. And then in 2021 or 22, Michael B. Jordan, she did the same thing. She recorded his at the aquarium for Valentine's Day. Oh my God. And they was like, oh, I wonder what she gonna have this year. Like, man, listen, fellas, y'all gotta know, man, when a chick is worth your resources out here. You know what I'm saying? And what's too much to spend on a chick. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of women ain't gonna want to hear that. But if that's not your woman, if that's not your wife,
somebody you've been involved with for a while,
I mean? Like you know that she invested, man. Look, cap it, cap what you doing, man. Don't do too much because she might not be worth that. You know what I'm saying? That $400-500 earrings or something that you giving her. You got to feel her out longer than a month or two.
Valentine's Day also reveals a lot for the side dudes. I can remember some Valentine's situations where chicks come through after they Valentine's date to come give you some pussy. So a lot of times the dudes that buy the balloons and do the most, you take a L too, fellas. So just like I did that time, you know what I mean?
Hey, you know what's crazy? Listen, I stopped at the grocery store on my way home to get some food, right? And I mean, bro, it was probably 80 men in there with flowers in the grocery store, with flowers and balloons in the grocery store, man. I couldn't believe how many men it was in there just getting last minute things, man. I was like, wow, look at this. And I think I seen one woman that has
the biggest holidays of the year are all centered around gifting. Christmas, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. Those are the, and unfortunately those are the days that shape the way a lot of women view men. If you can't stand out or make her like you said, outshine her friends on those days, a lot of women won't take a man seriously. And that's a problem because that's not what it really takes. That's not what life is about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have a perfectly healthy relationship and be perfectly fine by just showing appreciation or showing special care to your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to exchange gifts. You don't have to do nothing spectacular to actually keep the vibes where they should be. But I guess that has a lot to do with the individual's mentality.
Bro, have y'all ever got anything for Valentine's Day?
She'll cook a special meal, steaks or something.
Oh
special.
Man, you don't count.
Yeah, I can't recall
cologne,
no specific gift. I mean, when we was younger, I remember she bought like Valentine's boxers and lingerie. Back when we was young, she would do stuff like that. But
yeah,
you know, it's whatever. Some silk boxers up my ass ain't romantic to me. But you know how it is when the red, the theme, the colors and all that.
Yeah, I don't even recall ever getting a gift for Valentine's Day. Me personally, like I don't ever recall getting anything for Valentine's Day or any other holiday for that matter. From a woman, like I was always the one, giving. So I don't even recall anything. I know that might be messed up, but I just don't.
I have gotten gifts for Valentine's. I mean, usually it's usually like cologne. Like she might like the smell on me or something. She's like, yeah, I like one that stood out to me. Like she got me. It was Armani Code when it first came out. She's like, she just really liked that smell for some reason. It's like, yeah, this smell just makes me want to just give it to you. So that's one that stood out to me.
Yeah, I've exchanged gifts a couple times when I was young in high school and things of that nature, but it was just always something small, teddy bear and a balloon or some candy, some M&Ms and a card, just little basic stuff like that. But I mean, I don't even know what kind of gift I would even want on Valentine's Day.
That's what I'm saying.
What I mean,
I don't know what you want to
get.
Do y'all think a lot of men care about getting things on Valentine's Day?
No,
I don't. I've never heard a dude really. The only time I've seen a guy complain is when a woman had a request that he do something specific and she don't do nothing for him. Like I've seen guys have a problem with that, but just in general, I don't think most guys expect things on Valentine's Day except some sex.
Yeah, that's messed up. Like, come on, man. Like you done gave this box to 22 other men. Like, this ain't a gift. This ain't a gift. This is a Cracker Jack toy. This ain't no gift.
Cracker Jack.
Everybody
but a lot of these women do consider it as a gift. Like you have they're like, well, he gonna get this good pussy. That's all he needs.
Come on, man. Like,
now see, fellas, let me just say this.
I'll take it.
One of the stupidest things you can do is try to make a woman that you are not fucking your Valentine. Like dudes will try to use Valentine's Day to court a woman or get a woman to date him. That's the wrong mentality, bro.
Don't do it, fellas.
That's the wrong mentality. Like if you're not already involved with her, she's not your Valentine, bro. So just FYI to the fellas out here, don't be that guy.
Don't do it unless you are already dating the woman. Unless you're like already dating the woman, don't do it.
Yeah, like I mean, if you're doing something simple like a box of chocolate, that costs you $3 or $4.
That's
I'm with that. Or a balloon or something like that, or some grocery store flowers that cost you $10. I'm cool with that. Like, but don't do too much, man. Is what I'm saying. Like, if I ain't put my thumb in your butt, you ain't getting nothing serious. That's
all right, so I've seen a couple people giving this advice to find out if your spouse is cheating. Send arrangement to their job and wait to see if how they present the news or tell you about it. What are y'all thoughts on that? I think I don't like tests or things of that nature because it seems like you're initiating the drama. But that does seem like it would be very effective if your girl got an arrangement and she come home and didn't say thank you. What else could it mean?
I you know what? Yeah, I'm not one to do these type of tests, but you should know. I think the writing would be on the wall prior to Valentine's Day if she really likes you. I mean, I think you can only pretend, but for so long.
Oh man, cheating! I don't know. People can cheat for years, man.
Yeah, depends on what type of perks they getting from you in the process. You paying all the bills. Some of these women can really sit back and be like, "Yeah, baby, I love you." Yeah, like, no, man. But I think that if you got to do something like that, man, your relationship is over anyway. Like, you don't trust her or him, whoever. You trying to play these little games. Like, I ain't gonna play these little games with you. Send you something and see if you tell me. Like, nah, man. Like, I'm gonna waste my money messing around with you. I might as well.
And it could fail. It could fail. She could have a side dude and still call you and say, "Thanks, babe, for the flowers." Like.
And then go to the hotel after work.
Yeah, like, whatever, man. You ain't gonna stop nobody from doing nothing. Like, forget that. I ain't putting no energy into trying to police no woman, man. If she don't know how to carry herself, I ain't gonna be with her if I don't feel that. So I ain't doing it.
That's how you gotta be. That's what the whole dating process is for. To vet the woman, to make sure y'all compatible long term. And how she feels about Valentine's Day and gifts and all these type of things matter. So you should have these type of discussions because another thing that I know a lot of women will do is they'll do things for a guy on his birthday to try to set up what he'll do for her. You know what I'm saying? Or try to put him in a position to outdo her. And that's manipulation, because if you're not genuinely doing something for somebody because you want to do it, you're always setting yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? And we see those type of questions come across social media all the time. I did this. Then on my birthday, all he did was took me to dinner. Like, man, he didn't ask you to do all that shit.
Right. And guys too, like, don't complain. Like, listen, man, if you're gonna give a gift or you're gonna do something for your lady, just do it. Just do it. Don't expect nothing back. Like, I get it that you went and spent $1,000, whatever the case, but nobody told you to do that. If
she does, so what about the woman that requests a specific gift? It's fair to expect something from her, right?
Man, for me, I don't know, man. I really don't expect nothing like that. I haven't gotten stuff like that, so I don't really expect nothing. But I can see how it could be a problem then. If she asked for a $1,500 bracelet, then on your birthday she give you a $50 gift card to Applebee's. Like, I can understand. That be a little messed up. Yeah,
don't be an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think if you're buying her these extravagant gifts, let's just say you buying her a Louis handbag and you're expecting something extravagant in return, then I think you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you just doing it, if you just like, okay, well, I'm gonna decide what she just wants something, so I'm gonna buy her this $1,500 handbag, and then when it come to your birthday, you like, yo, all you got me was some Jordans. That's it. I spent $1,500 on you. Like, she didn't ask you. She didn't ask you to spend $1,500.
Exactly.
You decided to do that, and she decided to get you some Jordans. Like, it shouldn't be tit for tat. Like, maybe next year she might buy you something a little more expensive, and you might not. Like, Just do what you feel out of the kindness of your heart, and you gonna be good.
See, I'm the opposite, man. I guess I just got a frugal soul. I would be so pissed off if my wife bought me something super expensive. Like when, what kind of shoes is them she bought? Some designer shoes. I can't even think of the name.
Balenciagas or something?
Man, no, it's only tip of my tongue. But they so uncomfortable. They uncomfortable. But when I saw, I just happened to look and I saw the box. Man, I was so damn mad because I would never spend money like that on no damn shoes. So I don't know. I guess I'm glad that I'm the opposite of the designer clique because
me too.
My money can go to something way more effective than that.
Right. Yeah, I don't even like all them name brands and all that. So if a woman like, yo, I'm gonna buy you these red bottoms. No. I don't want no. Get me some Chucks for $40-$50. I'm good. You ain't gotta. Please don't spend $800 on me no shoes. I wouldn't buy me no shoes for $800. So I don't want you to buy it for me. Like that's just how I am. Get me some Chucks for $40. Give me 2 pairs. Spend $80. And I'm happy with that. I'll be good and grateful. Like, man, I appreciate you so much for doing this for me. I don't need all of that stuff. And give me some Levi's. I don't need no whatever they wearing now. I don't even know what they wearing, but I don't need it, man. So I'm with you on that.
But this the day, man. Valentine's Day. Couples get to show how much they coupling and how much they love each other. But unfortunately, I think it's one of the days that brings out a lot of the negativity that people have in their mindsets, and it shows the people that have the wrong priorities because they'll complain about somebody going out of their way to do something for them. Same type of energy you see at Christmas. You know, one thing I can't stand to see an adult complaining about something somebody did for them that they didn't have to do. You know what I mean? That's one of my pet peeves, I guess. So for those of y'all out there, man, hopefully y'all have a happy Valentine's Day. For those of y'all that are single, hopefully this is the year that y'all can find somebody, or this could be the turning point where you revamp your mindset and your approach to get some better results for next year.
Yeah, y'all. Hey, look, I just wanna say this real quick to the fellas out there. If you getting some coochie tonight, I hope that you listen to this and in 9 months y'all have a bundle of joy for fornicating. I'm sorry, I'm hating right now.
That's
be a hater. So you listen to it. Good luck on the kid in 9 months.
The November babies, man. All right, y'all, man. This has been another episode of the Hold the Husband podcast. We about to get up out of here. Before we go, man, I want to give a shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with the background audio. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up with me so we can get another episode knocked out. This has been the Valentine's Day edition of the Hold the Husband podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.